looking at the beginning of the Quranic ayat, the series of ayat in this surah. You guys got it? We're in chapter 5, beginning from the selection of ayat. Our first ayat is from Surah Al-Anbiya. They're all from Surah Al-Anbiya. And it begins with قَالُوا مَنْ فَعَلَ هَذَا بِآلِهَتِنَا. Now remember, the way that we're looking up words now is that we're trying to look up what? Can you guys remind me? So we're going to be focusing on the past tense and the present tense and the masdar and the meaning. Okay. So we may have words that we already know what they mean, but we have to know the past, present, the masdar and the meaning in order to be successful. Our first word is qad. Anyone know what the past is? The past. Qala. Okay. What's the present tense? Yaqulu. Anyone know what the masdar is? Muqal. It's qawlun. Okay.
There's no rule for that, right?
There's no rules of masdars. Yeah, you can't guess them, unfortunately. But there are some that are a lot more common than others. Qawl. And then the meaning is, of course, to say. You know what's interesting? You guys want a joke or should we just move on? Like a riddle or should we move on? You guys want to do a riddle? This riddle took me a very long time to figure out. Like a long time. Longer than I like to admit. In Arabic we can say.
Is it like a dagger?
No.
Interesting.
So who said? Who said?
There's something. There's the second quality. There's something.
Okay, man qala Ali, what does that mean?
Whoever said.
Who said?
Whoever said, qala Allahu.
Allah said.
Allah said. Whoever said that Allah said?
Faqad.
That means yes.
What is faqad?
And so.
Like and so.
And so? What's fa? So qad. Anyone know what qad means?
In fact.
So certainly, yes, surely, kafara. What does kafara mean?
He like no, kafar is like disbelief.
He disbelieved. Okay, but this makes no sense.
Whoever said. Allah said. So they certainly.
How does that make sense?
Because they're lying. Because God didn't tell them.
Oh, okay, no. When that person didn't say Allah talked to them.
I have a feeling
He said he
what
heard
you're saying is because of the tense of the word, it's wrong.
Ah, okay. How so? Matic, what you got?
It should be the mustard instead of God.
Ah, no.
No?
So you're on the right line of thinking. Safi, what is this riddle? Alright, so the answer to this riddle is Man qala means whoever said, and then qala, the second qala, does not come from the root letters qaf, waw, lam.
Oh,
It comes from qaf, ya, lam. And there's a word that if you look up, which is qala, and the root letters are qaf, ya, lam. What's the present tense? Yaqilu. What's the masdar? No, what's this? No, this is qayl. Qayl and qaila and qaylula and qeel. You ever heard of qaylula?
I know Ghaybuba.
Ghaybuba is
I get
missing.
it now. So whoever said.
No, we said Ghaybuba for like a coma.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's because when somebody's ghaybuba, they're missing consciously.
Ghaybuba is similar.
Qaylula, look, it tells you the meaning right there.
Take a big nap. Oh, whoever says Allah sleeps or takes a nap.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the meaning is whoever says that Allah has to take naps is a disbeliever because Allah doesn't take naps.
Like a siesta?
Yeah. Siesta.
Rest.
It says to hold the siesta already. So do you understand? The word qala appears twice, but in one of them qala comes from qaf, waw, lam, And then the other qada comes from qaf, ya lam. And qada from qaf, ya lam means to go to sleep in the middle of the day. Qaylula was the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, right? The Prophet ﷺ would take a midday short nap, maybe 15-20 minutes. And this was his habit, his blessed habit throughout his life.
So is that like a thing that happens? Like
In Arabic, that words look the same, but they come from different letters.
yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
So one word's original three is Qeel.
Yes.
The other word's Qul.
Yes.
Well, both are.
In the past tense, they look the same. They're called.
But would there be any way for you to know without like?
This
without-
is a rare thing where there'd be real confusion. Okay? So sometimes words look like one another, but we call those homographs, right? Or homophones. They look the same. They sound the same, but they're actually different to one another. Now, there's plenty of those in Arabic. Like, for example, I'm going to tell you. You guys want another one, or should we move on?
Yeah, give me a.
You guys want another one?
Yes.
Seriously?
I'm down for it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm getting out serious. Okay. You guys know what that word is?
No, it's N.
No, there's a shutdown on the
It
note.
could be N. It's N.
No, there's a shutdown, so you have to have a fatha, right?
I don't know.
It's anna. It's anna. Okay? This, by the way, this is just a fun riddle to show you the scope of Arabic words. Just like I showed you qala can mean he slept, and qala can mean he said. Let's look at this sentence. Anyone know what the meaning of these three words is?
And
What does anna mean? That, it's that, right, yeah? Inna means indeed. Okay. Anna, Zayd. Can someone read the harakat for me?
Zaydun Kareem.
Like of the whole thing?
That seems too simple.
Here's the thing, Anna. Anyone remember what type of word? Inna, Anna.
Sister Kuntu.
No. Sister of what? Inna, Anna, Ka'anna, Lakinna, Later, La'anna. Okay, so Anna is the sister of Inna. What does it usually do?
It gives the.
It gives what?
It becomes.
No, it's not a harf jar. What'd you say, Malik?
Also for the ism.
It gives a nasab state to its ism, right? So what should this say? Anna Zaydan Kareemun.
What?
You know what's funny? The harakat for this are actually Anna Zaydun Kareeman. Yeah.
Why?
You tell me.
Zayd act.
Anna Zaydun Kareeman.
Does Zayd act the golf too?
Nope. Nope.
I thought.
Nope. Here's actually interesting. It's really interesting. Let's look it up real quick. Our first word is what? Anna. Let's look up Anna. Look at this. It means that, like you said. Here, check this out. There's another Anna right here. Anna, which is a verb. And the present tense is Ya'innu. Anna Ya'innu. Its masdar is Aneen and Ta'nan. What does it mean?
To grow.
Or moan, okay? Anna Zaydun would mean what?
The grown of Zayd.
No, it's a verb.
Oh, Zayd grown?
Kareemin.
Generous.
No, Kareemin.
Oh, Zayd grown and Kareem.
What is Kareem? Yeah, well, here's where you went wrong. That word is not Kareem, it's Reem.
What?
It's Reem.
Oh, like Kareem. Like Kareem. Bro, what is this?
So you know Reem?
How do you search it
I
up?
mean, that's a name.
Reem is a name. What does Reem
Search
mean?
up Reem.
Look at what Reem means.
I don't know what that means.
White antelope? Is that really what Kareem means?
No, that's not Kareem means. That's what
Oh, cat.
Reem means.
So Zayd
So
grown
Ka
like a-
Reem.
Zayd grown like a white antelope.
Yes.
There's no.
Zayd grown like a
Oh,
white
what
antelope.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have a lot of like riddles like this, like 20 at least, which are hard. Alright?
The macro section.
Alright. And it's a real beautiful did your screen turn off, guys?
It's black.
Why is it tweaking?
It said that your power was low.
Yeah, but I'm plugged in and it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, there we go. You're good. You're good, Jay.
I'm good. But I'm still low power.
It's not charging.
Ya Allah, why not? Okay. We'll figure it out, bro. This Mac battery will make it last. So, whenever it comes to words, don't just assume that you already know them. There's always something more to learn when you look up the same letters. You look up Anna, you know it can mean that, but it might mean something else. You look up Kareem, you gotta think, well, Kareem doesn't have to be Kareem. Kareem could be Ga, which means like, and it could be Reem afterwards, like we have in this sentence. And there are always more and more examples of that happening in Arabic, but generally speaking, it's just used to flex. It's not that common that you'd be that confused. How do you said, what if a word has two meanings? It can happen, but that's why you have to be like the person that pays attention to detail. So قالوا من فعل is where we begin today. And in this sentence, قالوا means they said. Can you guys translate the rest of this for me?
They said,
Who did
Who did this?
this?
Oh, our God. Oh, be at him.
بآلهتنا, with our gods or to our gods. قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا قالوا سمعنا. Anyone know how to read the next part? فتى يذكرهم. What's فتى? Anyone know what فتى means? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. You guys help me out. What are the root letters? I don't know. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
I don't know why it's
What's not working?
the dictionary.
You on the website or the app?
I'm on the website.
Maybe you gotta do it like this way.
What's the issue? Is it that it's like in one column?
No, I'm not sure if like I'm. Let me show you. 'Cause maybe I'm doing something wrong. Am I going to search like this?
Yeah. Don't do it. Okay, let's look it up.
And then I go.
Fataya.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up. Yeah, so your hands are actually closed. There you go.
What was it?
You see the red?
Oh, you can download.
Like these are different dictionaries and you can minimize some of them.
Oh.
So it was minimums.
Okay. Dude,
Okay.
that was driving me crazy. Okay.
Any of you guys found Fatan? Where is it? It's on page 815. In the right column, right? What is Fatan? What?
Youth.
Youth. And what's the plural? Yeah, what's the plural? Fityan and? Are any of these in the Quran? Fityatun amanu bi rabbihim. Innahum fityatun amanu. Where is that?
That's in
Al-Kahf. Why is that word in Surah Al-Kahf?
Youthful boys.
Oh yeah, it's talking about the people of the cave.
Yes, the people of the cave were young men, right? Now, what's the feminine of Fatan? Nope. Look it up, you'll see it.
What?
Fatan. No.
Fatat.
Fatatun. Fatatun. And the plural of that is Fatayatun. So don't confuse Fitya, which has a dot at the end, with Fatayat. Fatayat is girls, Fitya is boys. Fitya does. Fitya, of course, if you're saying anything masculine in Arabic, it can mean both at the same time. But a feminine word will never be used for a masculine person. So,
Why Fitya has a Tawbuta?
I have no idea.
Would that be
The Arabs used ta marbuta for other reasons besides femininity. There's many examples. Sometimes we use it to indicate something is amazing or great. Like for example, al-allama. What is allama?
scholar?
Scholar, or like a genius scholar. It's called an allamatu. Al-allamatu with the ta marbuta. Even though it's a man. The word allama is for men, right? But it has a ta marbuta because ta marbuta is sometimes used to exaggerate in Arabic. It's not just used for feminine stuff.
I had a question maybe when it came to Allama. I've heard there's a multiple occasions that you said an Allama. Why do you use an?
Oh, that's a good question. In English, whenever we use the word a, you're not allowed to use the word a before a word that begins with a vowel. You have to say an. Like an octopus, we don't say a
Yeah, I get
octopus.
it. So it's Aina.
Yeah, ain is actually a vowel.
Oh.
In English standards it is, because it starts with a. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just
just say
I just memorize how to what to say when I say and.
Yeah, you just do it before a vowel.
Yeah, I get that.
And an ambulance. You don't say
You don't even know that, right?
you don't say ambulance came, do you?
Yeah, and ambulance.
You know that. Yeah.
I just know it. That's
See, mashallah, the way you just know it, that's how I want you to know Arabic. Like, you know how I had to know the English rules?
yeah.
Yeah? Well, you shouldn't be such that you don't need to know the Arabic rules.
Yeah,
You just know how to say it.
Pretty good.
You just got to be a part of it.
You're so much.
All right.
I'm back.
So anyhow, going onwards. Fatan actually comes from a verb. Let's go back to the verb, guys. Because we can always learn more from the dictionary. Did someone read that verb for me?
Fatiya.
Fatiya
Yeah.
and present tense?
Fata.
Uh-uh.
Fata.
Yef.
Oh, yafta'u. Yafta'u.
It's just yafta.
Yafta.
Yafta, which means to be young. So you can say yafta ar-rajulu. What does that mean?
The man became young.
The man is acting young, right? He's being young. He's being young. He's living young, basically. Alright, so, anyhow, our word here was قالوا سمعنا فتى, and then can we all read the rest of the Arabic?
يذكرهم يقال له
Our word after fatan, what is it?
يذكرهم.
يذكرهم, which means the past tense is what? ذكر, and the present tense is what? يذكر, and what is the masdar of that word? Yes, dhikr is one of them. Right? We know dhikr. You already know the masdar for this from your basic usage of Arabic. We make dhikr. We don't say we make dhakr. Do we? We don't say we make, dhukr or whatever. We say dhikr. And there's another masdar in Arabic that's used, which is what? Tadhkar. You probably haven't heard that before. What does dhakara mean?
Terms to remember.
To remember, right? To bear something in mind, to think of something, to keep something in mind, to recall, to recollect, so on and so forth. Another meaning of dhakara is to name something, to speak, to talk.
What about like ذكر
وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى. Very good. So, الذَّكَرَ, think about the ayah. وَمَا خَلَقَ, read it.
وما خلق الذكر
قَدْ ذَكَرَ. So what is that? What's different about that word? There's alif lam before it. That means what? It's a noun. It's not a verb. So that means there's a noun that's related to this that has the meaning of al-dhakar in the ayah over there. We're going to look that up in just a second. Dhakar yadhkuru can mean to remember or it can mean to mention. Which one do you think these guys are talking about? Mention, right? Because قالوا سمعنا فتى, they said, we heard of a young man. يذكرهم, the young man was doing what? Mentioning them. Not what? Thinking about them. Because why wouldn't they mean that? They wouldn't be able to hear it. They wouldn't know that that man was thinking about the idols. They only know of what Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam is doing if he's doing it verbally. So his dhikr of the idols was obviously loud, it wasn't in the mind. And you think it was good dhikr he was making? Or bad dhikr? He was making bad mention. He wasn't mentioning, on a tasbih with Allah, the name of the idols. He's not mentioning them in a good way. He's obviously mentioning them in a way that is upsetting them. That's why when they said, who did this to our idols? The first thought was, we heard this young boy talking about them. Obviously he wasn't praising the idols. He was talking down on the idols. يُقَالُ لَهُ إِبْرَاهِيم. The first time we went over this ayah, this is a little bit difficult to explain to you guys. So let's do it one more time. You remember how it went? Okay. Just let me explain it and then tell me if you had the same idea. يُقَالُ لَهُ إِبْرَاهِيم. You guys have to be able to represent this to me on the test. Like, what does this ayah mean? Why does this ayah mean what it means? Yuqalu in the Arabic language has a few unique characteristics. The first is that it begins with ya. What does that inform you? It's a present tense what? It's a verb. Okay. Yuqalu. It also happens to have a dhamma on the ya. Anyone recall what that might be?
4.
Oh, but it's not form 4. It's not form 4. What it actually is if we go back right here, I'm going to go ahead and look at our Arabic morphology book with you guys for a moment. Okay, we're just going to review this section, and please don't be upset if we do very little actual Tarkeeb from our book, because the goal is not to just maximize on context, to be able to figure out the why, so that you can figure out these answers on your own. So we're looking here at al-mudari'. Sorry? It's not any of those ones. Al-mudari'. You guys remember what al-mudari' means? What is al-fi'l al-mudari'? No, how I taught you guys. What is al-fi'l al-mudari'? Present tense. It's present tense. In this book, they call present tense imperfect tense. This is actually classical English. Back in the day, in English, we didn't say past and present. We said perfect and imperfect. Because when something is past, it's perfect, that means that action has perfectly happened.
Oh, it can't be changed, it's done.
It's done. It's good. Alright? When something's imperfect,
It can still be changed.
it can be changed because it can be now or it can be in the future, and both of those things are uncertain. Does that make sense? So the present tense is called the imperfect tense in English. How do you follow?
Yeah.
Yeah. The al-mudari' is formed by adding prefixes or suffix to the present tense. We've already learned about that. You guys remember what the prefixes before a verb are?
Yeah, well.
What are the prefixes before a verb?
يقول
What?
Yeah.
Yata. Noon. Hamza. Right? The acronym is Atayna, guys. You just have to memorize that acronym. People have simplified it for you. Back in the day, it wasn't this easy. Alright? So, Atayna. That means if you see any of those letters before some root letters, it's probably a present tense verb. Now, after adding the prefix, the first radical, I don't like that word, it just means the first letter of the verb. That means position 1. The first radical means position 1. Are we all familiar with what position 1 is? Yeah. What's position 1? The first of the root letters, right? Position 1 has sukun. So for example, in yaf'alu, the fa has a sukun. You all know what a present tense verb looks like. This seems redundant, but just go through the motion with me. The second letter can have any of the three harakat, fatha, dhamma, or kasr, depending on the ba. For example, yasma'u has what on the second letter? Yadribu has what? Yaqtulu has what? Dhamma. Yahsibu has what? Kasra. So the middle letter, position number 2 in present tense and in past tense in Arabic, is always one of those three possibilities. It can be dhamma, fatha, or kasra. Alright, we're going to skip over to the chart itself. We have yaf'alu, we have yaf'alani for 2 men, we have yaf'aluna for 3 men, we have taf'alu for 1 female, taf'alani for 2 females, yaf'alna for 3 or more females. From here to here, which person is this? Is this first person, second person, or third person? Is this? How do you know it's third person? It's because it's they, right? We're talking not about, I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about a third person. After that, we have taf'alu, which means you are doing to 1 male. Taf'alani, you are doing to 2 males. Taf'aluna, you are doing to 3 males. And then we have taf'alina, how we say you are doing to 1 female. Taf'alani, how we say you are doing to 2 females. And lastly, taf'alna, how we say you are doing to 3 or more females. So that's all second person. You. Lastly, I have af'alu for myself, naf'alu for us. Here's the interesting thing. If you look at this left column on the next page, Ya Allah. That's why I don't like gestures. I got you. Like 3 seconds. Yeah. Okay. If you look at the left column right here, what do you guys notice is different with all these verbs? And what else is noticed? Everything else is the same. And position 2 always has a fatha. That is how we create, if you read this up here, al-fi'l al-mudari'. What does al-fi'l al-mudari' mean? That's how we say present tense. Imperfect, right? Present tense, al-majhul. Al-majhul in the Arabic language means it's passive. What does passive mean? We don't know who's doing the action. So when I say yuf'alu meant he is doing. What does yuf'alu mean?
It was done.
It was done. It is being done. He is being done or it is being done. It doesn't matter. It does not tell you who is doing the action. It just simply tells you that the action is being done. Make sense? To someone. Presumably to someone. Or something. This is called passive, and it's very crucial that we get good at identifying the passive tense. Okay? Example.
How you explain mudara as passive?
I'm sorry?
Is that so mudara is a passive?
No, mudari is imperfect, which means present tense.
Oh, sorry.
The majhul, what you see right here on the right side?
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yes, majhul is the Arabic word for passive. Majhul literally just means the one that we are ignorant about. So we're ignorant about the doer. Does that make sense? Yeah, we don't know who the doer is.
There's mudara. Oh, majhul. Oh, masdar. What is masdar now?
Masdar.
Am I just wrapping them all up?
Yes. Masdar is the noun that describes the action. Like for example, ذكر meant what?
To remember.
To remember. يذكر means what?
I remember. Or
He is remembering.
Right.
Okay, present tense. That's al-mudari. The first was al-madi, past tense. ذكر was past tense, i.e. al-madi. يذكر is present tense, i.e. al-mudari. Okay. Then we have the masdar, which was dhikr. You remember the word that was in the parentheses? Now, dhikrun is a noun. And it's a noun that describes the act of remembering.
Oh, okay. So if I wanted to say run is the I'm trying to think. Sorry, the masdar is the noun of a verb. Like
Yeah.
the verb in the noun state.
Yes, that's right. So the act, like the act of running. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right? Or you can just say running.
Like Islam.
I love running.
Islam
right?
also?
Right. Okay.
Right? Islam is a masdar, right? So if you look at the left pane, we have the word yansuru. What does that mean? What's up, Ali? You know what that means? Yansuru? Safi, do you know what that means?
Oh, that's what
You gotta contribute, man. Only words contribute. That's annoying.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. No, nothing
You're like
against you.
blowing me up all the time.
Nah, bro, I'm just upset. Everyone else is asleep. Yansuru means he is helping. Now, in the word yansuru, he is helping. Is this informing you of who is doing the action or not?
Yeah.
He is doing, right? In English, we call that active. This is an active verb. Active does not mean, he's moving. Active means we actively know the doer. That's what actively means. We actively are aware of who is doing the action. Okay? When we look at the passive side, what do we call passive in Arabic, guys? Majhul. We actively don't know the doer anymore. We passively know the action. We know the action's happening to someone. We don't know who's doing it. So the passive version of yansuru is yunsaru. What has changed? There's a dhamma on the prefix, and there is a fatha on the second position. That's how we go from active to passive. In what type of verbs? On what type of verbs? Present tense verbs. This is how we do it for present tense verbs. So we take the verb, we put a dhamma on the prefix, we put a fatha on position 2. That's a definitively true rule. That happens in complex verbs, that happens in simple verbs, that happens everywhere.
This was in the 10 lessons, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's the fa'il that's ma'ruf.
Yes. That's not like in Arabic, the fa'il is ma'ruf, the fa'il is majhul. The doer is known and the doer is unknown. Okay? So what does yunsaru mean? He is being held. What does yusma'u mean?
He is being heard.
He is being heard. What does yudrabu mean? He's being beat, right? And in all three of those examples, we don't know who the doer is. Look at some examples from the Quran, guys. Look at this. These are Quranic ayat. Number 1 is La yus'alu amma yaf'alu wa hum yus'alun. Alright, let's try and translate that by first and foremost identifying what are the passive verbs here. Yus'alu and Yus'alu and yus'aluna. Passive. Yeah. Now the word yaf'alu, why isn't that passive? Because it doesn't have a dhamma on the prefix. Okay. So yus'alu, what are the root letters? What does that mean?
To ask.
Let's look it up. Alright? If I look up the word sa'ala,
Yeah, to ask.
we know it means to ask, but what are the root letters? Sa'ala, yas'alu. Our masdar is su'al. Our masdar is also mas'ala. Have you ever heard of mas'ala? What's a mas'ala?
Question.
Yeah. I have a fiqhi mas'ala. What does that mean? I have a fiqh?
I have a question about that.
Question about fiqh. In Urdu, mas'ala means problem. Because when somebody comes to you with a question, you got a problem. That's actually why. Right? Because if you don't know how to answer, you got a problem. So mas'ala in English, in Arabic, it's a question. Mas'ala in Urdu is a problem.
You say su'al or su'al?
Because problems are questions too, right? School problems. Yeah. Fix the problem, right? So you say the same thing. Now, we also have the word tasa'al. Tasa'al, which means the same thing. They all mean to ask. Now, what would yus'alu by that logic mean?
He's asking.
They are asking.
He was asking.
Where'd you get they? Yaf'alu means he is doing, right? So this is just yus'alu. What does that mean?
He was being asked.
He was?
He is.
He is being asked.
He is being asked. How is it that the meaning has changed? It's passive. Good. We don't know who's doing the asking. We don't know who's doing the action. We just know who it's happening to. So yus'alu means he is being asked. La yus'alu means what?
He's not being asked.
He's not being asked. Amma is our next word. Amma in the Arabic language is not really a word. It's just a contraction. You know what a contraction is in English? What's a contraction? Like can't. Right? Y'all. Amma is a contraction too. It's a contraction of the two words an, ma. What does an mean? About. What does ma mean? So what does amma mean? About what? About what? So la yus'alu amma means what?
What are you asking?
No, la yus'alu.
He's not asked.
He is not being asked about what? Yaf'alu. Yes. So he is not being asked about what he is doing. Or what's another translation? He will not be asked. Or what's another meaning? We did future. We did present.
He isn't being
That's present tense. Continuous. The continuous one. He is not asked. He is not asked. Amma yaf'alu. What is he not asked? What is he not asked? About whatever. Not he was.
He is.
Or
Is not. Yeah, I got it.
y'all are silly. Let me explain why we're confused. We've forgotten a very important lesson, and that is anytime you have present tense in Arabic, it can mean one of three possible things. Can I break down what those three things are? In English, I've done this before, but let me put it right here. Number one is in the present tense. In the future tense. Or continuous. Okay, so what does yas'alu possibly mean? No, yas'alu. He is asking. What else?
Yes.
What's number two? He will ask. And what's number three?
He's asking.
No, not he is asking. He asks, right? So I can say, Arif yas'alu kathiran min as-su'al. What does that mean?
Ask a lot of questions.
You ask a lot of questions. Which of those three meanings is that?
The continuous.
The continuous. All right? And imagine if I say about like someone that, like I'm telling you a story about Trump going on stage, and a reporter turns on his mic, and I say, Huwa yas'alu su'alan. What does that mean? He's asking a question. Which of those three is this?
Wait, no, he's currently asking.
Present tense, right? I'm just saying this person right now is asking a question in the present moment. And then the third is the future. So for example, if you tell me, what type of ice cream should I bring for you tomorrow, and I tell you, and I say, don't worry about it. And then you say to me, As'aluka inshallah. What does that mean? I'll ask you again inshallah, right? I will ask in the future. So, anytime you see a present tense verb, you have to be willing to give me all three of those. So in the case of our sentence, La yus'alu, in our ayah, which of those three, how do we translate it all three ways? La yus'alu, sorry.
So you're saying that all three are correct. So
All
it's
three
not
are
like-
technically correct, but of course the person who's saying it is only meaning one of those three, right? He's not meaning all three at the same time. You got to figure out what he's saying.
Based on the context.
Yes, of course. So La yus'alu can mean what?
Yeah.
He is not being asked right now. So what type of translation is that? Present tense. What else could it not mean? What else could it mean?
He is asked. He is not asked.
He is not asked. Which one is that?
Continuous. Yeah.
That's continuous. So what else could it mean? He will not be asked, which is future. Okay? Which one do you think it is here?
He has not been.
He has not been. That's past tense, bro.
Future.
Okay, so if we translate as future, how do we translate the whole sentence? He will not be asked about what he is doing. Okay? And it can also mean he is not being asked about what he does. Right? Because this doesn't have to mean is doing. This can also mean does. So he will not be asked about what he does or what he will do. وَهُمْ يُسْأَلُونَ. What does this mean? And they will be asked. How do you know it's future?
Because there's a. Yeah.
How did you know to translate it as future? No, that's not what I told you. Because remember, you see, it's present tense. It can be translated in one of three ways. Yus'alun can mean what, guys? It can either mean
They will be asked.
they will be asked,
They are being
they are being asked,
asked.
They are asked.
or they are asked. Why did you pick future? Because you knew that people will be asked about their actions on the day of
Because
judgment.
they will.
They're not being asked by anyone right now. We're not being asked if we prayed Salat al-Fajr. Maybe your parents are asking you, mashallah. But most people are not being asked. They're not accountable right now. We're accountable on the day of judgment when Allah asks us. So this ayah is talking about Allah and about His ibad, His servants. لا يسأل عما يفعل. Allah will not be asked about what He does. وَهُمْ يُسْأَلُونَ. But His servants, yes, they will be asked. So don't be worrying about why Allah created evil and why Allah created this. Nobody's allowed to question God. Right? Allah has more wisdom than all of His creation can fathom and can muster up together. So when Allah chooses to do something, who are you and I to say that this wasn't the smartest move? He made you. He made you with the capacity to think in a way that would inform you that you're not capable of understanding everything that He does. Alright, let's look at number 2. It's another passive verb. What does yushrab labanu mean?
He drank the yogurt.
Nope, it does not mean he drank the yogurt. Yushrabu. Ali, think linguistic. You need to throw your air in the trash can before you get here. Yushrabu means what?
Milk's being drink by him.
Good. No, not by him. We don't know who's doing it. How do we not know who's doing it?
Oh, the Dhamma and then the
Fatha on
the second letter.
position 2. So yushrabu simply means what? Tariq? Nope, that doesn't mean drink.
Or being
Being
drank.
Being drank or being
the yogurt
drunk?
is being drunk.
Is it being drunk or drank?
Being. I'm
Both
sorry.
drunk. Could be both.
Nope, it's only one of them correct.
It is being
I
drunk
don't
right
know the
now.
difference between
I know you don't.
Present.
I don't know the
That's why I
difference
asked.
Being drank.
It's being drank?
Yeah.
I don't even know the difference. I don't even know. We don't even know English, bro.
Let's see. I told you.
Being drunk.
Past participle.
Past participle of drink. So you don't say it's being drank.
Being drunk. Right.
Nope. Actually, I think this AI is tripping. But I actually have learned being drunk.
Drunk is past.
Yeah, it's
No, you're right.
no, it's not passive. It's passive.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's passive. It's majhul. It's what we're learning in Arabic right now.
It's a simple past tense. Well, drunk is the past tense.
Participle, by the way, is. Do you know what a past participle is?
I'm sweating right now, bro.
I'm tripping, huh?
Perfect and passive.
Drunk.
Yeah. We'll talk about English later, but it's being drunk. Okay, so yushrabul labanu means the milk is being drunk. Okay. Number 3. Can we read that? يؤكل اليوم السمك والأرز. Come on, Madik, tell me, what does this mean? Madik, you got it. What does yukalu mean? No, it doesn't mean eat.
The fish and rice is being eaten today.
Come on, you should have let him date it.
Yeah, the fish and rice is being eaten.
I know, let him. He's struggling. We need the struggle bus people to come on board.
So it's not. So nothing's actually being ate because
Nothing's being eaten?
no, it is being eaten, but we don't know who.
Yeah, we don't know who
Who is eating it.
So what do we know?
We know that there's fish and there's rice being eaten.
Yes. So يؤكل اليوم السمك والأرز means
So it means the fish and the rice was eaten today.
no.
Yoma, right?
Who said it was?
Oh, you're right. Samak is fish.
Samak is fish.
So
Arroz is
it's rice.
okay. So translate.
So the fish and the rice is
Not is. We say are when there's two.
are are being eaten today.
Yes. Are being eaten today. What else could it mean?
Will be eaten.
Will be eaten today.
Oh, and are eaten? Yeah,
We already did that. No, we can't do are. It's not continuous because you just said today only, right? So it can't be continuous in this context. Yes. Are being eaten or will be eaten.
So you can give me a quick English lesson right now. So are is used for two.
Yeah, you can't use is for two. You can't say Pepsi and Coke is good for me. No, they are good to you, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's read number 4. Can you all try reading number 4?
يقتل العسكري
يقتل العسكري في المحاربة.
So askari is
What's askari?
soldier, right?
So يقتل العسكري means what?
soldiers being killed.
The soldier is being killed, will be killed.
In the war, in the battle.
Where's the battle? Muharaba is a war, right? Or battle. Both are fine. Very good.
I don't know why, like, it just clicked. It's all about time. Never mind. I don't know why it wasn't making sense before. You're saying past and present. I was overthinking it. It's all about time. It's either now or later. We just don't know when.
You're
Right? Yes.
Wait. Which part of what I said were you confused
The
about?
whole time I was trying to think of these like past tense verb versus forward verb versus.
Wow, so you've never noted?
No, I got it before. I'm just saying, like, right now it was confusing me. But what I'm saying
It's
is,
all
like,
good, bro.
what you're saying now is like he's running,
Yes.
but he could be running now. He could be running later, but he's running.
Yes.
We know the act
Yes.
is happening. We just
Yes,
don't know exactly.
we just don't know when.
When in
it
the
could
present.
be now, it could be in the future, or it could be continuously through the future.
Right.
Right? So when I say yajri, that's a present tense verb, right?
So it's not past, but we
It's
know
not past.
possible anytime of
It could be now, it could be continuously,
Right.
or it could be at a point in the future.
Right.
Those are the 3 possible meanings of any present tense verb in
He just
Arabic.
runs generally.
He runs,
Yeah.
like you can say he runs every morning. You would say yajri, Zayd. I mean Zayd runs, bro. Zayd climbs, Zayd hoops. Okay? Or you can say Zayd is hooping. Or you can say Zayd will hoop. Right? All of these are manifestations of the present tense in Arabic. So let's read number 5 to conclude. هل هندي في مكة؟ هل يفهم اللسان الهندي في مكة؟ يفهم was our verb. Is it passive?
Yes.
How do you know it's passive? What does fahima mean?
Understand.
He understood. So what does yufhamu mean?
It is being true. It's being understood. Yeah.
To be understood. So al-lisanul hindiyu is what?
So the English language.
Not the
No,
English.
tongue.
The Indian language. Language and tongue in Arabic are the same word. So the Indian language.
Be understood in Mecca.
Yeah, you can say that. Or you can say is
Is it being
Is the Indian language understood fi Makkah in Makkah? And yes, better than Arabic actually. You're better off speaking Urdu Arabian. You're chilling. You're chilling. They'll give you all the scoop. Don't get ripped off, bro. They're gonna try to get you. These are passive. Do you guys feel more confident in passive present tense verbs now? Okay. Who can remind me how to make a past tense passive verb?
You add a
Dhamma on what letter?
The prefix.
There's no prefix in past tense.
It could be dhamma fatha or kasra.
No. We put a dhamma on the position number 1.
Say that again?
And we, how do we make the passive past tense?
Oh.
Dhamma on position 1 and kasra on position 2. So fahima means he understood. Make that passive for me. Past tense. Fuhima. Fuhima. So what does fuhima mean?
He understood.
I don't know who did it. It was understood. He was understood. So I can say fuhima al-ustadhu. What does that mean?
The teacher was understood.
The teacher was understood. How about labisa? What does labisa mean?
He wore.
Oh, wait.
Not jalasa. Labisa. He wore. So what does lubisa mean?
He was worn.
He was worn.
Or it was worn.
Right.
So I can say lubisa al-qamisu.
The shirt was worn.
The shirt was worn.
You go to the store, you buy a shirt. You can say wallah lubisa al-qamis qabla ma ashtari. You can say it was worn.
When we say labisa.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want. You say what? Say that again.
Labisa.
That means you wore it,
Right?
right?
Saying it was worn.
How do you say it was worn?
It was misused. Saying it was
لبست لبست
No,
البلوزة.
no.
Like somebody wore it.
Somebody wore it. You know,
Like
you would say, wallah labsahu ahad. مش عارف مين.
Like somebody wore my shirt.
أحد في أحد.
هو لبس البلوزة تبعي.
No. You're saying who? You're saying he did it. How do you say it was worn?
Like my car, like who drove my car?
I don't know.
Exactly. So you would say somebody did it. You wouldn't make it passive.
I don't think we even use.
You don't
passive
use
at all.
passive.
I don't think I
Yeah, you don't. And on me it's right. So you can say wallah qutil. They say that. What does qutil mean? He was killed. Right? Someone was murdered. You say qutil. Isn't qutila the passive form that I taught you? Dhamma position 1, kasra in position 2. So you already know the passive past tense. Because you know qutila. Now you just got to take the same concept and apply it to every Arabic verb. So you can say kusira. What does kusira mean?
He broke. It was broken.
It was broken. And what does
So it is driven.
it's a weird verb. It's actually siqa. In Surah Al-Zumar we have siqa alladhina kafar. Right? So siqa. Lu'iba, he was played. Or it was played.
Sheikh, I have a question.
Yes.
So past tense, does it have these same three as well as as present? Like if it's in like future, continuous?
I mean, think about it. It's obviously no, right? It's past. You can't say
Okay.
something in future tense in the past tense. So past tense only means one thing.
So there is no future tense and no past tense by itself. It's just essentially the same thing.
What'd you say? There's no future and past tense?
No, like
I think you meant future and present. Yes.
Why is there four categories?
Yes, they're the same.
One,
And in fact, they're actually the same in English
which is
too.
present. There's two categories.
Which is
one and
interesting
three.
because other European
Really, it
languages
should
are
be
not
four
like that.
categories. Right? Am I making sense?
No.
Will eat. Will, we just put will in there, right? In other languages, the verb changes for future. The actual verb becomes a different verb. Like in French, it's like that. English is easier, like Arabic.
Yeah, I was like, now I get it.
All right, guys. Going onwards, we're gonna go ahead and before we continue our reading in the book, I want you guys to try to translate these yourselves. Just do them while writing them down, inshallah. If you need the meaning to any verb, I can help you there. Just try it. Just try it. I'll let you know at the end if it was right. I'm gonna go get some water real quick.
No, it's not an energy drink.
Oh, it's sugar.
It's Arnold Pump the other day.
Hey, the muscle is nothing. So it's not.
Cheap. فتح باب المدرسة.
ايوه.
Come on, bro.
I would say فتح لي.
فتحت I open.
I know. I'm just saying that's what we say, bro.
Or الباب فتح. For some reason we make it feminine.
He's being sent.
That's what we were talking about before
How you
class,
say?
right?
Huh?
That's what we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
before class. So now that's where it's being used.
Yeah.
That's how you guys did it.
How you say school? What, madrasa?
Madrasa.
What is going again, man?
I'll go, don't ask me, bro.
He's going.
Dhahab.
Going, ذهب.
I'm gonna say روح. Why? I just say sent. Hey, how you say sent? Why?
What?
Sent.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think it's
It's
ذهب. Like ذهب is he went, right? So ذهب he is being when he's being. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So is it الباب المدرسة فتحت?
Wait, I said.
Is that right?
It's a mudaf إليه whatever. Go to school. So go to school. Trying to get that.
باب
الباب
المدرسة. باب المدرسة.
Isn't it الباب المدرسة? Because the
What's
door
it
of the school.
No, because the mudaf can't have. Wait, I'm not sure.
Am I right? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's مضاف
Yeah.
مضاف إليه.
So it would be
Oh.
babul.
مضاف إليه can have
Year.
and it has to be job.
So is it
باب
babul
المدرسة.
madrasa?
I wrote باب المدرسة.
Oh, so you don't translate like direct from like when there's a the you add al.
So,
I guess we don't do that.
no, you don't.
Oh, okay. I thought okay.
You can't because it's مضاف إليه. The مضاف doesn't take it.
Yeah. But it is being open. And what is being open? Or the school.
Oh, it's the door of the school. You're right. It's مضاف إليه.
Babul. Wouldn't it be madrasi? Oh, I'm sure. That ain't
Oh, goodness.
Hey, is it al-madrasi?
مدرسة كم مربوطة.
Huh? No, but it's مضاف إليه.
It's a mudaf that's what I'm asking.
Right.
Would be مدرسة T.
Yep.
It's مضاف إليه is jar.
Jar, brother.
Yeah, you got it? I see silence. I guess you guys are showing.
I'm on number 4. Hey, where'd you go?
My bad. I just pin it to the side.
How do you say sent?
I got.
Ba'atha is he sent.
Can you?
I did a whole different.
You said arsala?
No,
I said I found.
I did Zuhiba.
Rasala doesn't mean to send.
Does Zuhiba make sense?
No. Dhuhiba means was gone. Dhuhiba B is used with the harf jar B, which means taken away.
So what do you what does he say?
Ba'atha.
So you got.
Don't use rasala. Rasala doesn't mean sent.
Sit to send off in the way.
Let's look it up, bro.
Mu'itha?
It doesn't say send.
Yes.
It says send.
Look, buddy, look in a real dictionary, not a fake one, alright?
No, I'm looking here.
Oh, what does it say?
I was looking at what you did.
Where you see send.
It's down there.
But that's form 4.
And
Figure out how to make a form 4 verb. It's too complicated for you, so I gave you a simpler one.
Is
It's a
Medina
verb.
غير منصرف؟
No. بعث is he sent. بعث. Where's بعث? Where's بعث? Here you go. بعث means to send out, to dispatch. Okay. فبعث الله النبيين. You see that in the Quran, right? Left. Leaving in Arabic, to leave something is taraka.
yeah,
Taraka means leave something. So the car will be left on the road. You guys gotta figure that out. All right. The rest of us, where are we at? Adi? Turn 2? Safi, where are you? On 2?
Sorry, you said percent. يبعث.
For present tense? Yeah. Tariq, where are you at?
I'm on 5.
Number 5. Very good.
Is it
What?
I'm just wondering, like, when you translate these, are you translating them like,
Which order?
so like the book will be read today?
You can say will be read, the book, and you can say the book will be read.
Okay.
Both are correct. That's just a jumla ismiya and jumla fi'liya change.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Cool.
Ya Allah. Alright. Maddie, tell me, how do I say the door of the school? No, just tell me, how do I say the door of the school?
Door of the school.
Yeah.
Babul madrasa.
Madrasa. And what does the word madrasa end in? Cuz?
Is madrasa word?
Madrasa?
Madras.
Madris?
Yeah.
Madris?
Yeah.
No. Babul madrasati, the door of the school. Now you can put the verb, as Tariq asked, can you put the verb here or here? It doesn't matter where you choose to put it. You can put it before the noun, you can put it after the noun. For demonstration's sake, we'll just do it before. What's the verb going to be here, Maddie? Futiha. Does everyone agree? Does that look good?
Yeah.
It's actually wrong.
Eh.
So it's Fataha.
No, it's not fataha.
Futihat.
What'd you say, Arif?
Oh, is being
Very close. Not yuftiha.
Yuftahu.
Yuf. Why not futiha?
Because that's past tense.
Because that's past tense. We're trying to say is being open. You got that right? Anyone got it right? Why? You got that wrong? All right.
Let me redo my
You're gonna have to redo all of them now.
Yeah.
All right. Look at number 2, guys. Let's try number 2. Then I'll let you do the rest.
Yeah.
يبعث
يبعث.
إلى المدينة.
يبعث. What is the?
عارف صبر.
يبعث. That's correct. Alright, you guys finish the rest off. If you have any mistakes, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
I believe it's just caffeine. Fuck.
Kafirin and kuffar are both right. Kafirin, though, is in the nasab or jar state.
Right.
So what's the rafa'at
This
state?
is an MSA, bro.
Isn't it fuck?
No. What's the rafa'at state of kafirin?
Kafirun.
The disbelievers will be defeated. Anyone know how to say defeated? To defeat?
يهزم.
Hazama. Hazama is he defeated. And if we look it up, you know what the present tense
Can you
is?
say kuffar also?
Yes. You know what the present tense of Hazama is like?
يهزم.
No, that's passive.
يهزم.
Yahazimu. Hazama yahazimu means to put to flight. I throw him flying. It's hazamtu.
You're hitting so hard.
Yeah, bro. To rout, I don't even know what that means. Or
It's the same one.
if it's to defeat, vanquish. To put out of action.
Neutralize. Terminate.
Hazama
هزم.
huzima amamahu.
How do you change that to Musta?
Hated by us.
The musta? What's the musta? You have to look in the parentheses. The musta here is hazm.
Oh, okay.
Is hazm in the Quran?
Yes.
Where? It's in a dua wa hazam al-ahzab wahda.
Isn't there ويل لكل همزة?
That's humaza, not huzama. Yeah. Similar though. You know, humaza is mahzoom. I mean, mahzoom comes from hazama.
أنا مهزوم. I've heard that before.
Mahzoom is the one that is defeated.
Mahzoom. It's like Mahzoom. That's the word.
Mahzoom means the one that.
These are all mudari.
These are all present tense, yes. They all are.
So يهزم الكفار.
Kufaru. So one thing to note, for you is that whenever we use a passive verb, the normal maf'ul bihi goes into the rafa'at state. So like look, if I say akaltu tufahatan, tufahatan is my what? Yeah, it's in the nasab state. I want to take this sentence and instead of me saying ayy the apple, how do we say the apple was eaten?
أكل
Ukilat
التفاحة.
at-tufahatu. It goes in the rafa'at state because we don't have a doer now. The object becomes a doer. And actually in Arabic, that's what we call it. We call it na'ibul fa'il. That means the wannabe, the one who's yeah, the wannabe fa'il. The na'ib is the representative. It's because he's represented for the fa'il today. Yuhzamu, and how do we say the rest of the sentence, guys? Al-kafirun or al-kuffar. Yuhzamu. What happened? What just happened? Ya Allah. Alright. Number 3. Or number 4, sorry. The car will be left on the road. Yud Raku.
السيارة.
Actually, that's wrong. Because Sayyara is not a male. Sayyara, is that a male word?
No, yeah, no, it's female.
Female. So if it's female,
تترك.
my passive verb has to become female.
تترك.
So here's the interesting thing, guys. Pay attention. This is a very simple concept, very easily forgotten. Adi, pay attention. Very simple, but very easily forgotten by even advanced, semi-advanced students. Is that in a normal verb, when I'm trying to use a verb in a sentence, I have to pick whether that verb's going to be singular, dual, or plural. I have to choose whether it's going to be first person, second person, or third person. I have to also pick whether that verb is going to be past or present. When I'm making those choices, what am I basing them off of? So if my sentence is, the family ate breakfast, what's my verb in this sentence?
Eight.
Now, I'm going to choose whether it should be past or present. That's obvious. I'm going to choose.
Eight present.
I'm going to choose
Past.
present.
Oh, past, right. They are
Past
eight.
tense. All right. After choosing past tense, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to choose whether it should be first, second, or third person. What am I going to base that off of?
The family.
The family. Why are you basing it off the family?
Well, because it depends on who's doing the eating.
So it depends on the doer, right? We make the choice of first, second, and third person based off who? The doer. Why? Are you paying attention, right? We make the decision of whether it should be male or female based off of who?
The doer.
The doer. We make the decision of whether it should be singular, dual, or plural based off of who?
The doer.
The doer. In a passive verb, what do we know about the doer?
In a passive?
In a passive verb,
We know who the doer is.
we do?
No, in a passive we don't know.
We don't know who is.
We don't even know who the doer is. So how do we make the selection? We make it off the object. The maf'ul now starts telling the fi'l, you need to be past, you need to be present. You need to be singular, you need to be dual or plural. You need to be masculine, you need to be feminine. You understand, Potter? In an active verb, all of the criteria, all the verb conjugations and the changes of the verb conjugation are based off the doer, and in a passive verb, they're based off of the object, the maf'ul.
So in this case, you're saying
The family. So I said the family ate what?
The meal, right?
Then I said let's just say dinner.
yeah.
Okay, the family ate dinner. When I say this sentence and turn it into a passive in English, what would it be?
Say it again.
Take this active sentence, the family ate the dinner, and make it a passive sentence.
Family will eat the dinner.
No.
Wait, no, there's no family.
Passive?
We don't know who.
Passive.
Oh, the dinner's being eaten.
The dinner's being eaten.
I said the family ate the dinner, so
The dinner's being eaten.
the dinner has been eaten. Right? Remember, it was past tense. You said the dinner is being eaten. We don't want to go to present tense. Okay? So when I say the dinner was eaten,
We don't know.
what's our verb in this sentence? The dinner was eaten.
Eaten.
In Arabic, what is that? Akala. Now, whether that verb should be past or present is going to be based off of when the food was eaten. Whether that verb is going to be masculine or feminine is going to be based off of what?
When?
Huh?
The doer. The doer. What is being done?
No, we don't know who the doer is.
The object, which is what? In this sentence is what? I said the dinner,
What's the sentence?
right? So the dinner, if that's masculine in Arabic, ukila will be masculine in Arabic. And if dinner is feminine in Arabic, then the word ukila is going to become, it's going to become what? Which is what? Ukilat.
How do you say dinner in there?
Al-asha. Yes. Okay? Now, would I make my verb dual? No. Would I make my verb first person? Why not?
Because we don't know who the. Wait, no, wait. It's dinner.
It's dinner. It's not what?
It's not a person.
It's not me.
Yeah.
I would say first person
Yeah,
in the
I-
verb if I'm being eaten. If I'm being eaten, I would say ukalu. Ukalu, which is ukalu. Ukalu. That means I'm being eaten. But I wouldn't say I'm being eaten. I wouldn't say ukiltu. What is ukiltu? Ukiltu. I was eaten. I'm not going to say ukiltu because I'm not the one being eaten. I'm going to use the third person because I'm not saying you got eaten.
Yeah.
That would be second person. What's the third person mean? What does ukila mean? He was eaten or it was eaten. So ukila al-asha'u would be my final answer. So once again, if this doesn't make sense to you, I can explain it in simpler words. How many of you want a redo of what I just said?
That made a lot of sense.
I did.
But do it one more time slower with the word ukila, like in all the statements.
Yeah, let's do it the real sentence, okay?
Yeah.
On paper, okay?
Okay.
Imagine if I said to you, Shariba, let's just say, let's do a different one. I would say Sharibta. Sharibta.
She drank.
No, bro.
You.
Slacking. How do you gotta memorize these charts one
Oh yeah,
day?
you were. I'm tripping.
Sharibta means you drank. And I can say Al-Qahwa. You know where my mind is at right now. I'm thinking about coffee. You better understand this. Sharibta al-qahwata means what?
You drink the coffee.
You drink?
Drink.
You drank. Past tense. Alright? Guys, make this into a passive sentence in English.
English.
In English.
Shuri bel coffee.
In English.
The coffee was. Wait, no, it wasn't once. Because we don't know.
The coffee
make it
was
a
drank.
passive
The coffee
sentence?
was
A passive sentence.
The coffee was
The
drunk.
coffee's drank.
Coffee was drunk.
The coffee's drunk.
The coffee was drunk.
Drink or drunk?
Drunk.
The,
Drank is like.
Drunk.
the coffee was drunk. Okay? Now we want to make, wait, just let me explain one last thing. We want to make it such that this sentence in Arabic, in its passive form, the verb sharibta right now, is it first person, second person, or third person?
It's about you.
So it is
Second. It's about a person.
Singular male.
second person. Sharibta means
You drink.
you drank. That's second person. Okay? Now, I've got a second person verb here, and is it male or female?
Oh, the verb is female.
Is my verb male or female?
Male.
This is female?
Wait, it's a verb.
Male.
No, it's
Are you talking about the verb? Oh,
Yes.
the actual verb.
You're not listening to the question.
Sorry.
It's male.
Students always assume they know what the question is. You don't know. What about to ask?
That you're like asking the audience. Like a second.
Sharibta, is that male or female? That's male. What's the female version of Sharibta? Sharibti. Very good. So that's male, and it was also second person. Keep those two facts in mind. Male and second person.
Okay.
I'm turning this into a passive sentence now. That means I don't know what.
You don't know who did it.
Yeah, who did it in the first sentence? In this sentence, you did it, right? But now I want to say this sentence, but I don't want to tell you who did it. In English, what would the sentence be? You said the coffee was drunk. Okay? So where's my verb?
Drunk.
Drunk. What is my word gonna follow? What is my verb gonna follow in order to figure out if it should be first, second, or third person? Coffee, because it's the object. Good. Is coffee male or female?
It's neutral.
In Arabic.
Oh, it's female.
It's female. So is my verb gonna be male or female?
No, it's gonna be female.
Now it's gonna be female.
Wow.
Okay? Is my coffee first person, second person, or third person?
No, coffee's third.
Second.
I talked to coffee, you were drunk, buddy?
I thought you asked.
If you're talking to the coffee guy,
Wait, coffee's
it's third person, right? I'm not saying you got drunk.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Right.
the coffee was drunk.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's third person. So my verb's now gonna be
Third person.
third person. Whereas in this example, my verb was second person. We take the same sentence and make it passive. It's not going to be second person. It's going to be third person. It's not going to be male. It's going to be female, because we don't care about the doer anymore. We care about the object. Okay? So the passive version of this sentence would be, can you tell me? Anyone?
Shut up, D.
Not shut up, D. Remember, passive verbs are formed in the past tense by giving position 1 a dhamma and by giving position 2 a kasra. So shurib. What's after that? Shuribti? Oh, very funny. You guys are wrong. What does shuribti mean? It's you.
You see.
Oh, did you?
She was
Well, actually,
actually.
it would be.
That would mean you was drunk
It would be a
Who
yeah.
was
Right?
sure? Oh,
to a girl.
It would be with a yeah.
oh, that she was
You guys understand? Listen. This means you were drunk. What's you were drunk? The coffee. That doesn't make any sense. What do I need to change it to?
To Dhamma and Tama.
No. What'd you say? You guys are messing up because you made a very serious mistake. Shuribti is second person. And coffee is not second person. It's third person. So, start at the top of the chart. Our third person verb is fa'ala. Fa'ala. Fa'alu. What's the feminine? Fa'alat. Fa'alat. Now take fa'alat and make it passive. It would be fu'ilat. And the equivalent here would be shuribat. So we have to put a we're gonna give it a kasra eventually.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to.
But you said shuribti, buddy. That's second person. You said shurib. It's not shurib, it's shuri. But you give the dash sukun. You said shuribti.
That doesn't.
Okay. Shuribat al-qahwa is our final answer. Shuribat al-qahwatu. The coffee was drunk. Does this example make sense to you guys? Let's do one last example, and then we'll move onwards, if we have any time to move onwards. I want to say to you all the following sentence. I'm writing in Arabic, sorry. Let's say the driver or
So what?
the teacher took me to the office. Let's try saying that in Arabic. How do you help me out? Just start. Okay, al-mu'allim.
It's not khadni.
أخذني.
Akhadani? Is it?
أخذ. أخذ means took.
أخذني.
Akhadni.
أخذني is the correct one. You got it right?
Yeah, it's office. Oh.
I should know
أخذ.
this, bro.
Ni. What does ni mean, Safi? Ni, okay. How do I say to? Ila. And where did he take me?
The office. I mean, I should know this.
Al.
And Maktab, right?
Ila al-maktab. Is that active or passive, guys? It's active. What would the passive in English be?
Passive English.
In English.
Passive. I was taken to the office.
I was taken to the office.
Yeah.
I was taken. Now,
Wait, that would be passive. I was? Is that what
Yeah, you know who took me?
I was taken. I didn't say I took. I said I
I'm the
was
object.
taken.
I'm the object.
Okay? So, now I want to make that into an Arabic phrase or sentence. Look at the verb in the original sentence. Akhadani. What's the verb? What is akhada?
To take.
He took. Is it masculine or feminine?
Masculine.
Masculine. Okay. Is it first, second, or third person?
First.
No, yeah,
Third person.
It's third person.
Isn't it like usually always third because
No. I could say you took me to the office, right?
خذ.
So it's third person. And is it singular, plural, or dual? It's singular. All right. The passive version of this sentence, that verb, is it going to be masculine or feminine? Masculine, because who are we following now? Me, right? No, we're not following the verb.
sorry.
We're following the object. The object is me now, right? I was taken. I'm male, so the verb's going to stay male. Is it singular, dual, or plural? Singular, because I'm one person. So it's still singular. Is it first, second, or third person? It's first person. Because I was taken. I'm not saying the coffee was drunk. I'm saying it happened to me. So now the verb has to be first person.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I thought passive means we don't know who,
Yeah.
but it's me. I know
No.
it's me.
I'm the object, bro.
You don't know who took me.
No, it's still
Oh.
him. We just don't know who took
We don't know who
I
did
see.
the
Okay,
verb.
you're right. Because initially it's the teacher.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry.
the problem.
No, you're good, you're good. I'm just appalled by how, like,
We didn't
little
do coffee
we
today.
actually.
We really didn't do
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just appalled by English. Like,
English is crazy.
people
man.
speak English but don't know actually language. I'm not saying you don't know
It's
English.
Just, no, it's literally memorization shit. I'm telling you. I feel like
You know what?
I literally.
No.
Just know what-
Here's what I'm
I
saying.
took, yeah, that's what I never took an English class
Yeah.
that broke down English. I studied stupid Shakespeare,
Yeah,
which was stupid.
yeah.
Those now talking to me.
Yeah, why did we study that?
Yeah.
They made us study.
No. So that's what I'm saying. It's just appalling to me how the Western education system is not
Yeah.
designed at all to make you like studying anything.
Also, Texas sucks in their education.
Yeah, but like generally, most people at school don't like what they're
Dude, I
doing.
was in the American school.
I think it's such a problem because I didn't go to school, okay, and I like
No, I'm saying
learning,
I'm
so it
not
was
saying
weird
you
for
don't.
me when I learned something. I realized we just don't learn. It's not your fault. It's the schooling system is just—it's like prison. It's literally prison. I think it's on that. You can learn more in 30 minutes if you put your mind to it and heart into something than 8 hours at school.
Check, I have a bachelor's degree and look how much I learned about supply chain. Zero. Literally, I don't even know how I graduated.
He has a degree from Elsa in English literature.
Wow, that's beautiful. I mean,
His bachelor's.
I commend that. That's a really good thing.
Check.
I would do that. I actually tried doing that. And I took a few classes, like up like, you know, the 3,000 level classes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were great. I mean, I loved it, but it was just a long one.
So you're saying Sheikh
They make you take a lot of like electives. Like you got to be well rounded. Take a lot of useless courses that don't. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, the one downfall of this ummah is actually literacy.
Yeah.
More than anything else. I'm not talking about people in villages. I'm talking about Western people with houses.
Okay.
Never read books. Like, that is so odd. Like, that was never the case. If you were rich back in the day, you read like you worked out. You gotta go home. You gotta read for 30 minutes. You gotta lift. Huh? It wasn't privilege. Now it's just like nobody wants it.
Is that what we should be doing? Like reading like the kindergarten level Arabic books just for fun?
We are. Qasas an-Nabiyeen is that.
No, but I'm saying like that's
That's
just
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
really
I know,
what we
right?
should do,
Yeah, you should. But you have to look things up. Because you don't have a parent telling you what it means.
Right.
As a kid, you
But like
would.
if I started with like an Arabic
Yeah,
book
you-
that is,
you
like,
learn so
Spanish
much.
and the-
Yeah, you learn so much into
That
it.
would probably
You would. But you have to put hours
Give me
into
the
it.
time
Yeah,
machine.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen. In our passive version, I was taken. What's my verb gonna be? I was taken in Arabic. Ukhidha does not mean I was taken. Ukhidha means he was taken.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, how do you got it? Ukhidtu. You said ukhidhani.
No, before that.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
You may have. I can't listen. I forget. Ukhidtu means I was taken. So ukhidtu ila al-maktabi means I was taken to the library or to the office, right? So these are all examples of passive in proper use. Our verb that actually began this whole discussion was the word yuqalu. Okay?
Wow. Finally back.
Yuqalu. If you look at the word yuqalu and listen to it carefully, yuqalu has that dhamma fatha pattern that you've been seeing everywhere else. It looks a little bit weirder because the alif. Because think about it. Qala in the present tense is normally what? How do we say he is saying? يقول. يقول is ya, qaf, and then what? Wow, and then la. Yuqalu is ya, qaf, and then what? Alif. So that wow transformed into an alif because there's a fatha before it. Okay, so yaqulu becomes yuqalu. Yaqulu means he said, he is saying, he will say, and he says. What does yuqalu mean?
He's being said, or he is being said.
It is being said, it will be said, and it is said. It is said. What is said? Ibrahim is said. Ibrahim, yuqalu lahu Ibrahimu, that is the object. What is said? Ibrahim is said lahu. What does that mean? Ibrahim is said to him. What does that mean? He's called Ibrahim. It's like me saying, you know, there's a guy who comes to his masjid.
I heard somebody call him that.
They call him Mahmoud, right? But I'm not saying they call him. I can say he is called Mahmoud. What does that mean? That's his name. So when we say Ibrahim is said to him, what does that mean? Ibrahim is his name. This could have been said in a much simpler way. For example, the Quranic ayah could have said, قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا فَتَيْن يَذْكُرُهُمْ. They said, we heard about a young man, يَذْكُرُهُمْ, mentioning them in a bad way. Ismuhu Ibrahim. Ismuhu Ibrahim. His name is Ibrahim. But why didn't they simply say that?
Because you don't know who it is, right? Because you don't know who it is.
But didn't they just tell
Allah's
us?
wisdom. No.
Huh? What'd you say? So why doesn't the ayah just say Ismuhu
They
Ibrahim?
weren't sure. They're like, we don't heard him.
Very good. So if they said Ismuhu Ibrahim, that would mean that they certainly knew his identity really well.
Like, I heard him being called Ibrahim.
Yes, they just said, you know, Ibrahim is what they're saying. I don't know if that's his nickname. I don't know if maybe that's his dad's name and they're being respectful and calling him Ibrahim. But that's what they say to him.
Like they said your name. You know when they like kind of
When I'm telling stories and what?
you like say like we're talking about
Give me an example.
like it was said about I don't know.
It was said, but that's certain.
Yeah.
Some of them say, you can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that someone. No, that's not. Someone might something about.
Yeah, you don't know who that someone is, right?
Yeah.
So this is why the ayah says, يُقَالُ لَهُ Ibrahim. Ibrahim is said to him. Ibrahim is called to him. Meaning, his name seemingly is Ibrahim alayhi salam. And this is the beginning of, once again, the ayah talk about the back and forth between Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and between the people.
Was this the continuation of the story we were reading?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Alright, before we leave, guys, I want you all to take on this exercise for today. Okay? I know we're coming back tomorrow morning. That's fine. You guys can come tomorrow morning and work on this at the beginning of the class. Or no, I mean tomorrow afternoon.
I was scared for a second.
My bad, I'm very out of it. Like, it still feels like...
You need that coffee, right? Huh?
Yes. Alright, conjugate the following verbs into mudari' majhool.
Okay.
What is mudari' majhool? What is conjugate? Conjugate means you take the verb and you put it through its paces and give me all 14 derivatives. From, no. Alright? All 14 derivatives of male, female, singular, dual, plural, first person, second person, and third person. Write the whole chart for one of these following verbs. Yes. Any of those five. Okay? How are you going to figure out how to do that if you don't know the chart by memory? If you scroll back just a little bit. Scroll back just a little bit. You get the chart right here on your left. You see the 14?
What's the words?
I just took a picture, I'll send you in the group.
Mudari majhul, right?
Mudari majhul, present tense.
So
Where can I find the word? So just one, we don't have to go for all five.
Yeah, just pick one verb. Alright, that's all you guys have to do, inshallah. And then tomorrow we will take over from here.
What page is the
And it's on page 36. Are the examples or the questions, you mean? I already sent a picture of the questions.
Exactly.
Oh.
We have it.
Yes. How do you guys feel about the back and forth between our book and between these supplementary books?
I like it a lot.
It's good.
I like
You actually get like real examples.
Put the pieces together, yeah.
it. It is. It's working like more than.
Just the book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to constantly have to revisit these things throughout.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a non-stop process for a few months. At least 6 months minimum.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'm gonna miss a month, but I'm gonna
okay.
try to keep up while I'm
You're
there.
doing good things, right?
Yeah, inshallah.
Where are you going?
I'm going to
Jordan.
to see my
Oh,
family.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Where in Jordan?
I'm not. I really don't know the areas to be honest. I know they're.
He hasn't been.
Dabuk. They're in Dabuk, yeah.
Tabuk?
Dabuk, right? Yeah.
That's in Saudi.
Oh, really?
What is this?
I'm sure there might be a place. But Tabuk is literally right on the border of like Jordan and so. Does Jordan border Saudi? Yes, it does.
I don't know.
And it's on the north